What up, y'all? You rocking with Jiggy Jones, and this is Creative Convos, where I make every single guest feel right at home. Today, we got three brothers in the building. We got Ray Daniels, Obi Omile, and Mav Hoffa in the building. What's going on, fellas? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, listen, man, like I said, Jiggy Jones is Creative Convos. Listen to my dime flow. Coins in the couch, you see where the dimes go.
Okay.
Shit is moving fast. Watch how the time slow. Listen, Mav, I don't want no smoke, Mav. Just know I'm undefeated against you. Just know I'm undefeated
You don't want no smoke, but you started off with a rhyme, though.
Listen, Mav. I'm 1-0 against Mav. That's
I'm a motherfucking gorilla.
You said gotta jump
real quick. But nah, these brothers right here.
I had a couple more bars to go.
I love to see rappers rap for Mav. Because he turns into this different person where he's like, where it's almost like I'm looking at him like, what are you hearing? And he's like, you don't hear it? I'm like, no. I'm like, he hears it.
It's a different mindset.
Different mindset.
Coming from the battle rap culture, your ears are like decoders. Like you're looking for a scheme, you're looking for the punchline. It's always an like you're trying to anticipate the next bar.
Yeah.
So you're listening like real intense.
Like
Because battle rap, and you gotta come up with
every line
rebuttals.
matters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be on point.
But you listen from you almost listen like you. I saw this yesterday. You was finishing somebody's rhymes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said.
That's crazy.
You listen at a different level. That's how I
Right.
listen to songs. Like I do the same thing. That's why I just like to see you in. I just want to tell you, I see you.
Listen, man.
I just like to give a
That's a different
master.
mindset. That's somebody who dedicated a lot of time to the craft. So when it comes to anticipation, whatever the opponent is doing, you could already do that.
Right.
But y'all three are the three judges for the off-the-top freestyle. Y'all going to 3 cities, New York City,
Right.
Atlanta, and D.C. First and
DMV.
foremost, Ray, I'm gonna start with you.
Okay.
In this era, right, where artists can get lit off TikTok. TikTok dance go viral. A couple million people do it. Now they got so many people calling their phone, not necessarily labels, but investors as well. Why do you think this is the perfect time to do this freestyle challenge?
Well, to me, the freestyle was a chance to usher in an opportunity for, like, as you heard me talking to Math, like, because I've done music so long, it's the appreciation of someone that can just take something and make rap for 90 seconds about it, you know? So for me, it was more or less putting a spotlight on lyricists, right? Like, in our culture, it's almost like it's weird because even when the tries, like, the youngest guy was like a drill rapper. And it was like, it was no lyrics coming out of him. It was swag.
Yeah.
It was.
It was sauce. He was
Right.
killing
He
it,
had some
but
presence,
he
for
wasn't.
sure.
It wasn't like he was rapping like a drill rapper.
And I want to say shout out to him for shouting out his college.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
he had the shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
Educated.
and then following up with the drill rap.
Yeah.
I would have liked to hear some bars
Bars.
about
Being in
college.
college.
Yeah,
life.
because-
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You know.
I mean, he kept it about his experience.
Yeah.
I think, at least, what he said.
Aspiration.
There you go.
See, the problem is that a lot, and I think that's another reason why this is dope, because we're really just telling you, like, the person that we all like the most was just a person that was talking about his struggle.
Yeah.
Like, trying to feed my kids, moms is this, nigga tell, and it's like, that's what it's for. Like,
Facts.
because when does a rapper like that get a chance to shine?
True.
Right? It's almost like we forgot about that art. So putting the spotlight on that was like really important for me because, you know, it's the ecosystem, bro. Like,
Yeah, facts.
battle rap is, I mean, we got to do 1 million subscribers sitting right here that started the battle rap. It's a very important place to be.
Yeah.
But if we don't nurture it and we don't invest in it, then it might just be like graffiti. Like, it's like, does anybody do that anymore? Like, it's over, right?
That's a fact.
Every now and again, but it was like the third pillar to our culture, right?
Instrumental,
DJ
absolutely.
and MC. So
Yeah, for sure.
for me, it's just, just putting the spotlight on great rappers, great lyrics. And the thing that I told Obi when we first was talking about this idea, I said, I want to hear somebody that verse is so good they make me want to cry.
Damn.
Like, I feel like I know him. And that kid, I ain't gonna say his name, but
Put
that
a story
kid,
in the
I mean, bro, like he had me, I think a tear might have came
That
down,
pen
like, yo, because he took his 90 seconds and he could have took his 90 seconds to brag on who he was, money, cars, jewelry, but he took his 90 seconds to tell us who he was.
There you go.
And that makes more people want to pour into you. Like, we was all looking at it like,
you had the whole
Right.
room just like locked in, listening.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah, for sure.
and tapped into who you are rather than who you want us to believe you are.
Yeah.
That's how I was like looking at it.
Now, I feel like there's a skill level to it where there's room for the people who, kind of like put their life out there, and then there's the MCs, the lyricists, the people that know how to structured bars. We had somebody else that showed up
Yeah.
who had bars.
You talking
Every
about
line.
the kid from Harlem? Man.
Bars.
Oh
Bars.
my
The
God.
one that was
Bars.
stomping his-
And he didn't necessarily put his story out, but he was so clever with the wordplay that it made everything interesting. And by the third bar, you was like, well, what's coming next?
What's coming next? Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you
So
started being seat.
I think lyricism is you know, the spectrum is so wide as to what you can do with it.
Right.
But it's been missing.
Yeah.
And I think me and Ray
Put a
recognize.
spotlight, like him and I together, and then the cut, like, I was telling him, like, I can't wait till we post freestyles.
Yeah.
So now people like, I got math, like, that's going to be a win. If you got math to post your
They gonna
freestyle,
post
that's a
that
win.
out.
That's the money.
Yeah, as low key
Yeah,
telling them, like,
yeah.
I'm going to the next round, I'm
Yeah.
doing the finals.
I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Look, Ma, these people, like
They
really
validated
like-
me, yeah.
Especially in the day and age where it's missing.
Yeah.
It's not well, thanks to Drake and Kendrick.
Yep.
You know, there's been
She
a
came back.
revitalization.
Yeah,
you know,
came back.
and you know, more people are looking for that type of thing now.
Yeah.
But you know, it's been missing for a while.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. Now, Obi,
Yeah.
you coming in with the Cut app, CEO, founder of the Cut app, black-owned business.
Yes, sir.
You know, I just want to give you a round of applause first and foremost for the app.
Appreciate all 7 million people who downloaded the app.
Let's go.
Much love to all y'all.
Let's go. Now, what is your perspective? You coming in as the investor, the platform.
Yeah.
Of course, these two gentlemen have big platforms as well.
Couldn't do it without them.
And so what is your perspective? Because you're not coming from a music lens or a bar lens or a management lens, but you more providing a platform in the business. So,
Yeah.
so how did the Cut come through when it comes to Off the Top Freestyle channel?
I mean, I think you kind of said it, right? Like, at the Cut, right, we built this platform for barbers. Our whole thing is, like, how do we build a platform that enables barbers to be the best version of themselves,
Yeah.
to go out and tackle kind of all their ambitions, whether it's, like, I want to own a shop, I want to, like, own several shops, I want to cut here for, like, a weekend and do whatever it may be. Like, our platform is just built to enable that barber and take them to wherever they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we think about this whole off-the-top competition, it's like, all right, but how do we do that and take it a step further, right? Matt just mentioned it. You've been looking for this. Like, you've been like, there's been like a yearning for like actual lyricism, good rap, and we figured, cool, we already have this audience where there's a ton of barbers who are rappers, who cut rappers. Like, they've been going hand in hand for decades, and we said, well, since the Cut empowers barbers, why not also empower rappers? Why not create a platform where we can give barbers the tools, the audience, and the means to go out here and like put a spotlight on themselves and really go after their dreams. So that was kind of like our whole thought process behind it. And shout out to Matt and Ray for coming in and helping us bring this to life.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, one more shout out to Eddie the vocal. I ain't gonna lie, like, without him putting this together, like, I didn't know he's recording. Like, the beauty of this is that we all black men. There's no ego involved, and we really doing this for our culture, right? This, like, you know, the barbershop is the place. We were just talking about this on the last interview. It's the place where, if you don't have a father as a young man, that's usually the first place you get a real man. Like, you might get a man and a teacher, but he's a teacher, so you got to be a little like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You can. I was like, hey, nigga, you got to. You know what I mean? So for us, it was like, that's the place. That's our park bench in Black America, like the barbershop for black men. So why not put a spotlight on a barber and then bars?
Yeah. Bar, barbershop.
It was like bars.
Play on words. Now y'all going to 3 cities.
Yep.
New York City, birthplace of hip hop. Atlanta, who's been killing hip hop since what? 3 Stacks said South Got Something to Say. What was that? 96?
95.
95? So that's 30 years.
I remember watching that live.
I've heard that.
Oh yeah, you ATLing, right?
I remember when he said that. We went. It came out like 11:30 at night.
Damn.
When he said that, we went crazy. Like, we do got something to
And
say.
30 years later, Atlanta's still killing it, and y'all going to DC.
Yes.
Now, when I look at them 3 cities, I think DC the sleeper. Of course, people gonna put New York up because New York, the birthplace of hip hop. New York, you know, niggas gonna be extra gritty.
By the way,
extra
one thing I gotta say, good for New York because they showed up. If you're a New Yorker, when you see these New York finalists, you're gonna be like, we represent it. That's the part that makes me the most excited. Like, New York is gonna see that and be like, that's us. I think it's gonna bring a whole new excitement to what we're doing.
For sure. Now, what city from each of y'all do you think really got this in the bag? Mav, I'm gonna start with you, man. I know you're gonna go home team. Okay, all right.
We gotta all pick our cities, right? We gotta all pick our cities.
Trying to do right now.
I'm just saying. You know,
Of course, I'm gonna say New York, and the reason I'm gonna say that is I feel like lyricism is this is the place where it's the most important, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? This was the Mecca, the birthplace. This is where, if New York, and I think I've heard plenty of artists say this, if New York loves your record, then you win it. You win it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think New York got it in the bag. I don't know.
To be honest with you, after New York, like there were about 3 people yesterday, like 80 people. There was like 3 people yesterday that I literally was like, and I ain't gonna lie, man, where my checkbook at? I want to sign you. Like, and
Wait, so you came in on the A&R bag, not just a judge.
no, I know. I'm here as the person who partner with the cut. I'm here as that, but I like the best time is when you make me want to do it. Not, and I mean, these kids were so ill and so honest and so real that I was like, man, if I lived in New York, we would be working.
Right.
Like that's how serious it was. Like that's how, like I grew up listening to DMX when he's like that line when he's like, chip on my shoulder, dare nigga to touch. Like when you a young man and you hear that, you feel like you seen, because that's my story. Damn, that's your story too. And you won. Right. So putting those stories of people like us telling how they going through it, man, it's just a beautiful thing. I pray if Atlanta shows up. But
Atlanta got the flow.
New York showed. I'm hoping there's gonna be a couple. Atlanta do. New York showed up, and DC is for Obi. So
I gotta pick the city. And I'm sleeping on us because when you get slept on, that's when you really get in your bag. So
that's true.
I'm gonna pull the city up.
But DC, when it comes to the history of music, you know, DC as far as rappers, who you think of? The first name I think of is Wale. Cordae, Shy Glizzy. Tay-Rock, yeah. Battle rap. So, when it comes to just the history of the cities that y'all from, right? What do you think, Ray, we just talked about the last 30 years.
Yep.
What do you think shit is headed next, right? Especially for New York. I feel like New York, a lot of New York rappers had to go to Atlanta. So when you get that either major label bag or you're really trying to pop or you're trying to find the producers and collaborators, over the past 10 years, I feel like a lot of New York rappers had to go to the South, go to Atlanta.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think that it's going to be regional anymore. I think there's going to be celebrated regional sounds, but I think it's an open playing field for anyone. Anyone who was really dedicated to their craft, I think now's the time where you can shine. It doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah, it has changed things. We have access, you know, like, to be honest with you, that's why I'm glad we did it this way, because we originally was going to do like online, submit online, but it was like, nah.
That's going to
because the CEO is black. So it's like, let's go out there and touch the people. Like, let's go out there and show them like we give a fuck. Because if you show me you care, I'm going to show you I care even more.
Facts.
Right? So for me, it was like, I'm glad we did it this way. And man, it's just putting the light. And you know, Math was like, I'm like, man, we can get Math. Math comes in, so now Math is doing New York, DC, and Atlanta with us, which puts. It's funny because they know me for whatever they know me for, probably talking crazy. But when they see Math, it's kind of like, and he looking at them like.
What you done if Math still something to see like this, or he look on his phone, that mean he bored. You ain't doing nothing right. But if he stand up and he,
you gotta wake him up.
I let him know. I definitely let him know.
If they trash?
If they well, they usually know. They know if they did their best or not. But I'll let them know before they walk out the shop.
Like I like that Mav told the guy. I would have never done that. He said, "If you gotta ask us, do we want more? You know." Like he wasn't talking like I'm thinking like a manager at A&R. He's thinking like the artist. So he's like, if you asked him, you know you could have did better. And he was looking like, and then Mav still gave him a chance. Like we're gonna bring you back because you admitted that you could have done better. I'm gonna bring you back, and that guy showed out.
See, I come from that world. I come from the open mics. I come from the showcases. I come from the like you know, just pulling up and just showcasing your talent. You know, see, this could be your shot. Every moment, this could be your shot. So when I see people taking the initiative to show up, and anybody who shows up is a winner, because you took a step in the direction of something that you want. But to give your all, leave it all on the table. For anyone that's watching this, and this is before like the next date, leave it all on the table. Don't walk out of there with any regrets.
And not only that, it's not about, I mean, obviously it's about the money, but we're not saying who wants $10,000. We're saying who got bars that want $10,000.
Facts.
So we're looking. So if you came because you have bars, not because you came because you want the money.
I mean, you really trying to
That's
showcase
you right.
your
So
shit.
for me, it's like when Mav did that. It's like come with your A game and really like bring it. Like how you do one thing is how you do everything. So to me, like it was. By the way, New York set the tone.
All right, New York. All right, say less, New York.
The Mecca didn't let us down.
Say less. Let's get into some quick origin stories. You know, Obi, of course, you're the founder, CEO of the Cut app.
Yes, sir.
Company's what, nine years old? 9 years old. Big congratulations to you and your partners for that. Now I read, Obi, that you face a struggle that a lot of small businesses face, you know, which is capital. When you're starting a business, you bootstrapping, you're trying to figure out where that investment is really going to come from.
Yeah.
How have you been able to sustain this business over this 9-year time period and still be here to where that partners want to engage with you in such a manner?
Absolutely. I mean, to your point, every new business, the number one issue is going to be capital.
Right.
Maybe not your number one, but capital is going to be a big issue to how you scale. For us, same thing. I think one thing that we did that kind of has really served us well to this point is we ran a crowdfunding campaign. So if you're often me with GoFundMe and things like that, you know, people can make donations to a campaign, right? We did something called an equity crowdfunding. So it's not just they just like donate; it's more of they're contributing and essentially purchasing equity into the company. So we had about 400 people back in like 2018 participate in this campaign. We raised about $100,000, and a bunch of that 400 were barbers. The barbers who still use our app today. And so the beauty of that in the early days that we immediately built this community without galvanizing all I have. Like they were posting on IG, I just invested in this company, shout out to Kel, I love it. And they've been doing that for years. And so that was such a huge part of our origin. It's like how we really built this community while barbers feel so connected to us from the jump. And we kind of leaned into that from this day. And so I mean, ever since then, you know, we raised money, we started to generate more revenue, so we've been able to like build a business to like support ourselves. But like in the early days, you gotta figure out how to creatively get the funds however you can.
Facts. And I know it's something different about your app than any other booking app, right? Y'all really tap into the content piece in order to attract more people, whether that's customers, whether that's users, to come into the app. And you take would you say like Booksy like a competitor to y'all? So like, nah, but like. I don't see. Nah. You're right. But I don't see a lot of apps, especially service-based apps, where you could book different services. I don't see them really catering to that content piece. So why did y'all step outside the box in order to make that like a permanent part?
I mean, you got to do what others can't to succeed, right? And so when we decided on how we would strategically approach this, we said, what can we do that they can't? Right. What can we do that they can't replicate with a bunch of money, just like throw it at it, right? So we said barbershops, community driven. We know that pillars of the community, word of mouth in the barbering community, beauty community, word is bond, right? And so we said, let's tap into that. Let's build a community again that no one else can like replicate. So we focused on barbers creating content, really creating a space for them where they can identify with the brand, where they feel like they're talking to the homies. Like we started out the brand DMing them on IG, and now we have 20,000 barbers around the country who use it every week, every month. About like 7 million people around the country who download the app to find barbers. And again, it's only because we built this brand where they trust us as a go-to place to find a barber nowhere else, right? You go to Google, you look for a barber, you're gonna find a couple barbershops, you might find a sports clip, you might want to go to a sports clips, and like through the Cut, we've really been able to build a brand where the individual barber can showcase themselves and their talent, and then you, I, Mav, Ray can just go in there and find a barber that really fits our needs.
Oh, facts, because a barber, you know, as a black man, you keeping that same barber for a minute until
you might have a barber longer than you have a relationship.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So I know I have.
That's
a fact.
Wrong barber, you're not gonna have no one.
Right? Exactly. Now, Mav, of course, you know the world, the rap community, music community know you from battle rap, right? I saw this list. BT put out a list probably like 2.5, 3 years ago. Top 50 battle rappers ever. You was on there. A bunch of, I got shout out Sue Surf, I'm from Newark, know what I mean?
I love when Newark people say Newark.
I'm from Newark, know what I mean? Shout out to Arsenal, shout out to Shotgun Shook. But do lists matter to you when it comes to that ranking, or is really a more respect thing from like your peers and the people who really watch the sport?
I mean, if I could peek through the computer and see who actually made the list, then I could tell you if it matters.
I mean, who was nice while you was doing it though, yeah.
But if All right, so there might be somebody who's being replicated by the people that's top, considered top tier.
Yeah.
Does that make them greater than him?
That's true. And there wasn't no order, by the way. They said no order.
No order.
Yeah.
Right? But again, list to me, it depends on who's making the list.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it's a bunch of my peers sitting around making that list,
Mm-hmm.
then it means something because I know they know what it takes to, to create, to craft these rounds that we put together.
Yeah.
I know that they understand that. So I can say, okay, all right, I respect his opinion. But for people on the outside, it's kind of hard to gauge how well they know the craft.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, Ray was saying, I'm sitting there, I'm listening to rappers rap. I'm predicting the line. I'm predicting the punch. I'm intensely like paying attention to these lyrics. If you're not on that level, then how can I can't range how important your opinion is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now you'll come up in battle rap, right? Obviously, during the time where battle rap is going crazy. You got the Smack URLs. It's developing to their own app right now.
Mm-hmm.
What sign did you give yourself that's saying like, yo, I'm gonna take this lane and I'm gonna just give my all in order to really reach the ranks, rise in the ranks? Like when did that mindset shift? Because that's a competitive ass sport. I mean,
right. I think being the first headline for URL kind of like opened everybody's eyes. Me versus T-Rex was the first URL battle event. And, that battle did about 4 million views in 2 days on World Star. So, in a way, Smack, Smack, the DVD was already going on. But URL, like, we're like hand in hand. Like, we were really like born at the same time. So to see where it's gone and King of the Dot, Don't Flop, and battle leagues around the world, like, I've been to Sweden, London a bunch of times, like Canada, rest in peace, Pat Stay. For a kid like me that was kicked out of high school, grew up in the hood that I grew up in, lived the type of life that I lived, to be certain places.
So for me, I've been in music for 20 years, but the one thing that I couldn't understand was how no one saw it. Everyone saw it as just like, man, I want to be professional, I want to make a great song, and I'm like, dog, it's like you can literally rap behind the bar. You could be a bartender and rap about the drinks you make. And then people will respect you as like, now they might not see you as an artist, but who cares? They see you for what you do. You got to show them you're an artist. So even with this battle rap like that, I think the funny thing was that I was more looking forward to like that powerful verse that just made me feel something, which I already heard. But what I'm really looking for is showing that you can be yourself and be successful. You don't have to code switch. I'm looking at a nigga right now who's making crazy money, doing way good for life, and he's not out here trying to make commercial records because that's what he feeds his family. He's being himself. So for me, the goal was to show all of us how much power we have in just staying true to who we are. Don't switch up. The world will move for you if you stay true.
Facts. That's a bar right there. Shit. Ray Dame's coming through with the bars. Come on, man. This ain't spoken word, but he's speaking the word right now. Yeah. Now, as this competition, takes its reins to the 3 cities, are y'all looking to expand to any other cities?
We're ready to it's like we're ready. Like literally, we already got people hitting us like, why y'all not doing Texas?
So
what's
right
up?
now we starting off with the East Coast.
Okay.
We start with his home,
right?
the home of hip hop, the home of the cut, and the home of Ray.
After we found the East Coast, we'll see what happens.
We already got people asking
the
about
West Coast, the South, we got some. So we're gonna see what happens. Detroit, we can't forget the Midwest. The Midwest gonna have some heat too, so we can't. We gotta show the country some love.
Think Detroit gonna get New York the most calm?
I mean, throughout like the history of battle rap,
there's
a couple of regions that it's always been like, damn, it's either us or them.
Who you saying the top regions then?
Detroit, St. Louis, Cali. I look forward to that.
No, for sure. Now, Mav, of course, you just dropped a single recently.
Yes.
Congrats to that, my boy.
Tell me what you want.
Yes.
Why you feel like right now is the perfect time to drop the single? Was that Did you do that purposely before the comp or?
Listen, I've been recording records, and I think
I heard
Ray knows
Mav got
this.
like 300 unreleased records that he's been waiting to release.
What
I might get the laptop.
Where's that?
His lady is standing up. Everybody stand up like somebody get him.
Where's that, man?
Listen,
We only want to see one.
Putting them out now, right? And you know, I got my homeboy Trace. Shout out to DJ Trace. He was spinning this record in the club for like a good year.
Yeah, and it wasn't on DSPs.
It wasn't on nothing. Every time he see me, he'd be like, he'd see me walk in the club, he'd be like, boom, boom, boom. And the joint, I'm like, all right, man, I hear you. I hear you.
That's giving you that.
Yeah. So I finally decided, you know what? One of my artists, because I started a label, TFG Records.
Okay.
Brooklyn Hands. You know, we recorded for about a good year and a half. Came down with stage 4, cancer. And it kind of put a clock in my head on, you know, what are you doing? Like, I know you're doing this podcast thing and it's getting, you know, it's putting you in a great position. But what was your heart always telling you to do? What was your heart telling you to do for him? You know? So that's kind of like where I'm at now, where I'm like, okay, it's time to get these records out. It's time to get his records out. It's time to, you know, really realize what we wanted when we stepped into this thing. So, you know, even with battle rapping, I started battle rapping so that I wouldn't have to put $100,000 into promotion. And I kind of got like, you know, I was good at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was good at it. We created an industry. I was good at it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, my heart has been telling me for years, like, yo, put this music out. Put this music out.
But obviously, you created a demand too. You got 300 unreleased. They people want to hear that.
Yeah.
Not just in the club because the DJ spinning it, but they want to bump it on an everyday basis. So
yeah, I mean, I get those text messages from people all the time.
Math, obviously, everybody urging you to put them records out. Ray, where do you go from here right now? Because obviously we doing this competition. The God Show podcast is always going crazy. You always having different, whether that's debates, giving game. You and Punch just had a crazy debate that's going viral right now, talking about just art of rap, New York rappers. Where do you go from here?
Well, for me, I want to show other, like, my first 20 years was for me to change my life. Like, it's like, you know, a lot of times we want to change the world, but you can't change the world till you change yours first.
Facts.
You know? So the first 20 years was for me. This next 20 years to show anybody who comes from where I come from, who comes from the places that we all come from, to show them how to win. Like, literally, I was sitting here. We like, yo, man, we got an idea off camera. Yo, we should do that. Like, all I think about is how can I add value to what you're doing, to add value to what we're doing, so we all can win. So to me, it's like making sure, like, my biggest frustration with this business is how many of us are willing to sell our souls to someone who's not as good as us, just because they're in position. But they're only in position because they put themselves there, or somebody else did as a friend. But regardless of what, you're gonna have to do it for yourself. So to me, the most important thing with this is just showing. It's like, man, this is dope, dog. Obi is getting the cut, is getting a look. Eddie gets a look. Chassis gets Matt. This is us coming together as the Avengers, saying, how can we do something that's gonna not only benefit the people involved, but the people that are trying to be involved.
Facts.
And to me, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show my people, our color, black and brown people, that you don't need green dollars from other people. You don't. Sometimes you telling yourself you need that is what's holding you back. Man, if somebody can just give me a chance, you're like, bro, give it to yourself.
Create it yourself.
So for me, that's what this is about. This is everything Ray wants to do is to show people you can be your own spectacle, you can be your own thing. You just gotta, as long as you got a phone in your hand, you have the power.
Yeah, get to
so
it.
that's what this is about.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And Obi, when it comes to scaling the cut app, obviously 9 years, about to hit a decade. What's that next decade looking like for y'all?
Down for the team. Yeah, I mean, for us, it's really like, how do we continue to do more what we're doing, right? Like, I'd say, to Ray's point, our first kind of 9-10 years, we've really been focused on the barber, right? We've been focused on building out the platform, the community, to really nurture a space where barbers can feel like they can come, grow, build, and really like elevate themselves in our business. The next 10 is for the clients. And that'll be really us leaning into the client's experience and really trying to build a brand on the client side. Like, for us, we want to become a household name. When you call it Uber or Lyft, you don't know which one, but you want a car to come pick you up. You want to become a household name like Kleenex. So that's our goal next year, or the next couple of years, to really become that brand that everyone thinks of when you think haircut. I don't want nobody tweeting. I don't want nobody posting on the IG story. I need a barber pull up. Like, we want the cut to be the first thing you think of.
Absolutely.
Facts.
That's math and my goal also because it's better than Booksy. I
Book
don't
what?
know Booksy. I know I'm sitting next to
Who?
Book what?
What? I thought I said it wrong.
Boosie.
I thought I fucking up.
Boosie ain't here.
I thought it was Booksy for real. I thought
They talk about Boosie not here. But nah, fellas, man, I appreciate y'all pulling up to Creative Convos and rocking with me. Listen, off the top, it's going down.
I want to ask you a question. Man.
What's up?
Can we get the person that wins? Can you do an interview with them?
Hell yeah.
Maybe they come with math.
Hell yeah.
Now we
Hell yeah. Let's make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Ray your mind. Yeah. Let's do it.
Even spit a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, come
They can pull up.
here.
Exactly.
Bring them up. They gonna be like that. We got. If we're not thinking about how
That's
we
a fact.
amplify each other, we
Keep it
lost.
going.
We all lost. We worried about somebody that we don't give the power to
We gotta
nobody.
do this
That's a
together.
fact. Yeah.
The goal is to show everybody, black and brown, that you have the fucking power.
As you should. I don't fuck with one-offs anyway. I don't like this to be a just one-time situation. Nah, let's keep it going. So the winner of the cut off the top freestyle challenge is gonna pull up to Creative Convos with Math Hoffa. It's going down. Like I said, you rocking with Jiggy Jones. We got Math Hoffa, Obi Omile, Ray Daniels in the building. Make sure y'all tap in off the top freestyle challenge, DC, Atlanta. Y'all better pull up.
Because New York is up.
New York going crazy.
New York,
They
the
said the
pressure
bar
is
for
down.
sure.
I already got the artists of math, the single we dropping. I'm just Atlanta and DC DMV gonna have to show up.
Yes, sir.
We about to though. We about to. Don't worry about it. We got it.
Let's get it, man. Like I said, Jiggy Jones, Creative Convos, Math Hoffa, Obi Omile, Ray Daniels. We're gonna see y'all next time. Let's get it. Appreciate y'all, fellas. Appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, man, all black men up here doing great shit, man. I just want
Fact.
to say that for the record. So our kids need to see this.
Mm-hmm.
Black excellence.
Absolutely.
1000%.
Black power.
That's 1000%. Shit, 1000%.
Everybody worry about black wealth. We worry about
Black power.
Wealth goes away.
Mhm.
Power stays.
Like I always say, I prefer accessibility over affordability.
Talk about it.
When you get in a room of millionaires, everyone's a millionaire. Everyone can afford to be there, but who's gonna give you that access? Who's gonna create that access for themselves in order to take you to that next level? So
Cut and Obi and Ray and Math. Let's go.
there you go. You got that, Lou? Oh, still rolling. Perfect.